Yo, yeah, I know what time it is.
It's like a little noise. Freedom. Maybe. Believe. My vision. Ready? Decide.
Well, hello there. You are listening to Society Bites Radio, and I'm your host, Jill Krieger, and this is the SRQ exclusive radio show. And we are a group of entrepreneurs and a seat exclusive networking group that prides ourselves on helping ourselves and others in building our businesses. We bring professionals together to find our ideal clients both locally and nationwide. And today I am so excited to be bringing you Rob, who has just moved to Sarasota, to our beautiful paradise. And Rob, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, Jill. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Fantastic. Would you let the listeners know a little bit about you, where you came from, a little bit of your background?
Sure. As you mentioned, I've recently moved to Sarasota, moved my family and business here. We were in the Williamsburg, Virginia area for 23 years. It's been a wonderful transition for us. We always knew we were going to wind up in Florida. I didn't think it was going to be quite this quick, but my wife wanted to move to be a little closer to help take care of her mother, who's getting up in years a little bit. And we have 3 boys currently at home. One's going to college, one's getting ready to graduate this coming year, and then I have one just starting high school. So it keeps us quite busy. And we also have 3 grown children. 2 of them are in Virginia, one is in California. And I also have 5 grandchildren, which are a lot of fun if anyone else has grandchildren.
Yes, they are. It sounds like you have a very busy life in moving everybody down here.
Yeah, we'll have 3 of them will be down here with us in Florida. The other 3 will be in other parts of the country, but now that we are in such a beautiful part of the country, I know that they will be down to visit a lot.
I know that's the wish of so many people that move here. I know I moved here in 1990, and definitely people still visit that long since then. So I don't think you'll have a problem seeing your family very often.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah. So let's get into the meat of what we're talking about and what you do. And so I know that you have a painting company. What's your background in that? How long have you been doing it?
My entire family's been in construction, so I've been, exposed to construction my entire life. It was probably about 5, 6 years ago, I decided to go out on my own, and I set my company up to do mainly home repairs. Well, one of my children at home really had an interest in it and really gravitated towards the painting side. So I said, okay, we'll switch the focus. We'll do a little bit more painting, but we'll still include repairs. So most of the jobs I do, I wind up having to do drywall repair, textured walls, textured ceilings. On the outside of the house, we'll do replacement of rotten siding or hardy plank style siding, and also trim work.
Oh, that's great. I guess it's like a one-stop shop for people, that they don't have to get another person to come in when they want to paint their homes.
Yes, I do most things. The things I do try to stay away from, anything that's structural. I leave that up to people who are very well versed in that, and I try to stay away from electrical and plumbing.
Yeah, those are definitely things you want people that have licenses in those areas complete for sure.
Absolutely.
So, what should they be looking for when they are looking to hire a painter? Because we know that there are people out there from every different type of diversity of knowledge. And I'm assuming that you really should know what you're doing. And is it different here?
Jill, that's a really good question. There's a lot of articles out there that'll tell you how to hire a contractor. Well, homeowners and business owners, they need to remember that hiring a contractor is a lot like conducting a job interview. Most of us have been on job interviews. You make yourself look good, you're prepared, you stay positive, and of course, you know how to do the job that you're being interviewed for. But the homeowner or business owner should really assume that this interview might be as good as it gets. So I make sure, as a general rule, I show up on time. And if I'm running more than 5 minutes late, I always call to let you know. It's my belief that good communication is key to getting a customer or a potential customer the ability to trust you. I'm always happy to show people my proof of insurance, my federal tax ID, registration with Sarasota County, and then of course I can always provide references for jobs that I've done and show you pictures for work that I've done. But probably one of the most important things that I do that most contractors don't do is I do a very detailed proposal. I always include pictures of the areas that I'm working on, and I always describe what is going to be done. This protects the homeowner. It also lets you know, have I forgotten anything? And do I understand exactly what it is that you would like me to do for you?
I love that. I will admit I have owned quite a few homes. I have never had a painter give me that detail or anything like that. And I definitely believe that that would resolve a lot of issues that can come up.
Well, one of the things that I always make sure I put in there too, which is actually very important to homeowners, but they don't actually think about it. I even put in there that we are going to clean up, that we're going to remove any construction debris, that we are going to leave your property in a broom swept condition. This is very important. If somebody's not willing to put in exactly what they're going to do, there's a good chance that you're not going to get that.
Yeah, that makes total sense. And that expectation piece of under promising and over delivering is definitely a plus on your side.
Absolutely.
So, are there other things that people should really be, what kind of questions? Let's say, you're a first time homeowner and you've never had the opportunity to have somebody come paint your home before, but it needs it. What kind of questions should I be asking? I don't know. So, what do I ask?
One of the things that I'll suggest to people when I know they're going to be talking to other contractors, and it's actually a little bit opposite of asking questions. I suggest that they act like they have no idea about what needs to be done to the home. Will the contractor take the time to explain to you, this is what we need to do, this is why, and this is the result that it will bring? If a contractor is going to be forward and give you information, knowing that they may not even get to do business with you, that they're willing to educate you, that's a good sign that, number one, they know what they're going to do, and number two, they will follow through on what they say they will do.
Very good. So really, you from the detail from them. So do you go in and you walk around the house and look and inspect it and see what is really needed and what's not?
That's correct. While I'm in the business to sell my services, I don't want to do things that somebody does not need to have done. I don't want to waste somebody's money. On the flip side of that, when I see things that need to be done to your house, because I do have an extensive construction background, even though it's something that it's a service that I don't provide, I can still make the homeowner aware, hey, you do have a potential problem here. For example, roofing. I spent a number of years in the roofing industry. I don't do roofing. I'm not insured to do roofing. But I can take a look at your roof and tell you if you have a problem. So if you have somebody that has that kind of background, when they're walking around the house, taking a look at things, answering your questions, it's a plus to have somebody that can give you a little bit of extra advice. And then with the connections that I've made already in Sarasota here, I do know a number of businesses, as do you, that we can recommend, that are businesses people can trust.
That's a huge piece, who you can trust. I know that you're relatively new to this area, but there's definitely, I think because of how beautiful it is here and that our weather is so beautiful, that we get a lot of, unfortunately, people that come in that aren't insured, that aren't really that bonded and really don't know the business as well as somebody like you with all their experience. And so how would I know if somebody has this experience? What are the
best thing to do is to see, will they provide references? So do they have people that are willing to say, hey, yes, he's come in, he's done work for me? Will the contractor provide you an address? Hey, I did this over here. You're welcome to drive by and take a look. Or, hey, I've talked to the homeowner. They don't mind if you come by and ask them. There are a lot of customers out there that I've had in the past, and unfortunately, a lot of them are in Virginia, so it would be kind of hard to drive there. But when you build trust with your customers, they're more than willing to talk to your potential customers because they know how important it is to have a contractor you can trust.
That's good. And having somebody that has a background in what you're doing.
Exactly.
Very cool. So what services does a painter do? Do you do inside and outside, or specialize in anything, or what services does a painter?
I do interior and exterior work. The interior is completely different than exterior. When you're inside somebody's home, you have to be very careful. We don't mind helping you move some furniture. We do ask that the homeowner would move any breakable items, little knickknacks, pictures, things like that. But we are always very careful. We use drop cloths. We tape and mask things. We want to protect your home and treat it like it was ours. When we were working on the outside, we always ask, are there areas around the house that you need us to be careful with? Especially in the Sarasota area, you have people that will spend a lot of money on their landscaping. And it's what makes this area so pretty. So we're always careful to say, are there areas that we should be careful with? Do you have any very expensive plants that we need to make sure that we stay away from? We've even had to go and occasionally build special protection to take care of things like trees and special shrubs. So we will work inside, outside. Either one is fine with us.
Great. And so I guess then obviously you don't want to get paint on people's plants. So I guess you have to also, just like inside drop plus, have some type of protection for the plants outside.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that, Jill.
No, I said just like the inside. So outside the home, you have to have protection for the plants, etc. obviously paint would not be healthy.
Absolutely. When you think about it, when you're painting the outside of somebody's home, you're constantly moving around.